TVASIA Telugu ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ hello and welcome back to yet another fabulous and fantastic episode of our talk show, The Experts. మనతో ఉన్నారు మన expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. Give me 1 second. I have some listeners coming in.
Rahul garu, I just wanted to say that, the last few weeks we've been discussing about a lot of, exciting new developments with, Biden's immigration bill. Now, this week we want to talk about the immigration bill being fragmented and a little delayed. Now, why hasn't Biden's bill been introduced in the Congress? I mean, why is there a holdup? What's happening behind it? What are your thoughts on it? TVASIA Telugu ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ sorry Andy, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back now. Rahul garu, again, thank you so much for being here. Let's continue with our show. This week we want to talk about the immigration bill being a little fragmented and delayed. Now we want to understand why isn't this bill introduced in the Congress as of yet? What is the hold up on this?
The Democrats don't have the confidence that it's going to go through the Senate.
Okay.
That's the reason why they have fragmented. As you know that there are only 50 votes for the Democrats in the Senate,
Right.
Plus the Vice President vote, which is 51. They have slight majority. They not only should hold all the senators, they should also get 10 senators extra from Republican Party.
Okay.
Now, if you look into the previous bills that was passed recently, though, it looks like, they're not getting the support of the Republican senators. So they don't want to present the entire bill and have a flop. So what they're trying to do is trying to fragment the bill. Right now, Nancy Pelosi has fragmented they wants to fragment the bill into 5 bills.
Okay.
2 bills are going to hit this week in the House of Representatives. And then once it's passed through the House of Representatives, it may go to Senate. So it doesn't look like, these 2 bills, unfortunately, our employment based is not there.
Okay.
In one of the bill, they are presenting the DACA bill, which is the Dreamers Act, also called as, where the kids who have come into the United States under 15 and who are in United States with a high school graduate. There are approximately about 900,000 to 1 million people of those people. So that's covering those things. Looks like it may have a bipartisan support and may pass through the Senate.
Okay.
That's the reason why they fragmented this bill. And then there is a farm workers bill, which also has a bipartisan support. So that these 2 bills are there trying to test the waters to see how they will go through. And then maybe our bill will come later on. So, but this is a good point for everybody of us to know. Looks like we are not important. That's the way the Democrats are acting. We should put a pressure on the Democrats. Hey, look, you said that you're going to have a comprehensive immigration legislation once you're being voted. You're not even making an attempt. You fragmented the bill. You did not even present. Vote it out in the House. Present in the Senate. You have the majority. Vote it up or down. We will see which side you guys voted for. Don't just back away. Yeah, you may not win. That's not what you said when you are getting elected. Right. You have to present the bill and get it voted up or down. And that's what you're lacking right now. And the Democrats need to dare to present everything. And I understand they were fragmenting this one. They should pass these 2 bills. At the same time, they should present the employment section of the bill. And we'll have to try to pass and see who stands against us, who stands in favor of us. The Democrats has the duty and the responsibility to pass this bill, or at least try to make an attempt to pass this bill.
Yeah. What do you think might be repercussions, if any, Andy?
Well, no repercussions. If they try to pass the bill, when they want to put everything together, though, what they are fearful is that nothing will get passed. So that's the reason they want to at least get past some things that may have some Republican support, and then try to win the battles separately, though. Instead of trying to take the entire war, there are certain battles that we can win. Let us win those battles. And then we're going to focus on the battles that we have a doubt whether they're going to win or not. So that's what their strategy is. But we'll have to see how the things will work out, how the things will develop. I would like all the audiences who are interested in getting the per country limit taken off, increasing the employment-based immigration to higher numbers, removing the spouses into the family, into the number of green cards that are given to the employment-based. I would like all these people to contact the Congress people soon, because we need these things to be passed too. These are as important, if not more important, than the rest of the provisions that are there.
True, true. Very valid point, Rahul Garu. And on that note, let's start taking our callers. And we have a lot of people waiting to talk to you. So let's go with our first caller. So area code 443, we're ready for you now. And while we're waiting for him, we have a question from Bala Barla. He says, hi Rahul, I did file my 485 in October of 2020. Still waiting for the EAD and advanced parole. If my EAD is pending after 180 days, and if I want to change my job, do I just need to submit the 485J, or is an H1 transfer required?
Since you do not have an employment authorization, if you want to move from company A to company B, you have to also file a H1B though. I would request that, they're not that, things are getting much better faster as compared to what they were before in the EAD. So you may have to wait until, a couple of months more before you make a move. That's my advice, but it's not absolutely required. If at this point of time, after the 180 days, if you don't get an EAD, you have to file a 485J supplement to keep the adjustment of status open. At the same time, file the H1B to move to the different company. Okay. Once the EAD is approved, then you don't need that H1B. You just need the 485J supplement.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Rahul Garu. On to our caller, Andy. So for area code 443, we're ready for you.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thanks for taking my call. So I have two quick questions, Andy. I won't take much time. My first question is, I have applied for H4 EAD renewal for my spouse, but the current processing times are too long. Her EAD is valid until May this year. Is there an alternative to expedite her renewal as there is no premium processing available? That's my first question. Then the second question is, I'm on H1B, and as a next step in my career, my position is demanding me to take up an important and a significant role that requires leading the teams and international presence and so on and so forth. Something like a director level position. So does it require a refiling my H1B, or can I shift to L1A and upgrade my GC to green card to EB1?
Did you already file the adjustment of status? Is that what you said?
No, I mean adjustment of status in the sense
485. 485.
No, I do not have.
No.
My priority is
right. If you move, so let me answer the first question for you. For the H4 EAD,
okay,
you can contact the congressman. It's not working 99% of the time. You can contact the ombudsman. It's online. You go to ombudsman, USCIS. There is an online application form you can fill. The third thing is that you can raise a service request. Most of these things are not working, unfortunately. There used to be court litigation. We are getting some hiccups, so we paused the court litigation right now. But at this point of time, I would suggest that you contact the congressman. At least they need to be aware what's going on. It may or may not help you, but it helps me. And what I mean to say is that if you guys keep on contacting the congressman, they may expedite the entire process. They may change the process. They don't have to get the biometrics, or they may say that, okay, let's do one thing. If the H4 EAD extension is pending, let's give all the authorizations to the people, just like the way they have for adjustment of status. Now, coming to the moving of the position for you as a director level, there are definitely H1 amendments need to be done. Possibly, you may even have to do the PERM and I-140 amendment too. You may have to file a fresh PERM and I-140 retaining the old date. For you to upgrade to the EB1A, there is another requirement other than being an executive, multinational executive position. There is another requirement. You must have worked for this company outside the country for 1 year. If you don't meet the requirement, though, you can't just upgrade to EB1C. You can't do that.
I see. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you for calling. Okay. Rahul Garu, let's move on to our next caller, Andy. And in the meantime, we have another question. This is from Hari Dugala. He says, how much does it cost to renew the 485 EAD every year? Once I get it, apply for it in October of 2020.
Good question. $0. Nitya, did you hear what I said? $0. No filing fees for EAD. No filing for advance parole. It's free. Well, if you consider photographs and FedEx and all those things, that's different. But otherwise, nothing. Zero. No filing fees at all. It's free.
Rahul Garu, but just to clarify, they will, if he's filing through a lawyer, then he'll have to pay the lawyer attorney fees, right?
Yeah, but lawyers also don't charge, surprisingly. Okay. They don't charge much money at all. Okay. Believe me, our charging fees means practically there's not much lawyer skill is required. We make sure all the things are, it's very minimal charges. Our office charges very minimal charges to name the year in advance.
Right. I just wanted
it's not like H1B, it's not like adjustment of status, it's not like form, it's not like I-140. We just call it as administrative processing fees. Okay. That's what we do in doing it. Of course, there is big cost involved in our office, running the office and other things, but absolutely minimal and no risk involved. Never see any denials of those things. Absolutely not.
Okay, thank you for that, Rahul Garu. On to our next caller, Andy. So area code 734, we're ready for you.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Thanks for the help, sir. Really appreciate it. So my husband's employer is filing for I-140 in EB1C and the priority date is current now. So he's planning for I-485 concurrent filing. So the issue now is both me and my daughters, we've applied for change of status to L2 and my kid has applied for extension of stay. So can we also apply for I-485 now because we have a pending I-539?
Absolutely, you can. You should. You can. You should.
So because,
no doubt you should.
Will my I-539 also be processed along with I-485 because,
absolutely.
Or will it be automatically denied?
No, it will not be denied.
Because
it's let me tell you one thing. The husband that you applied in L2 and the 485 is the same as, right? Not different, right? Just joking with you.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Your I-539 will not be denied. Your daughter's I-539 will not be denied. Your 485 will continue. That's a different process. This is a different process. You have no problem. You're in good shape. You should file 485 application together.
So we can do it together. Because my husband is changing to I-485, will that have any, if he alone is filing now and we do it a bit later, will that have any effects on our I-539?
I do not understand for any reason why your husband is going to let you down on not filing your adjustment of status. I cannot believe it. Unless he's planning to have
we're just worried about our I-539.
Yeah. No, I-539 will be
we're just worried about our I-539.
No, it will not be any problem.
Because it is more like a non-immigrant. We are showing immigration intentions and we have already filed non-immigration, right? So we were confused about it.
Good question, ma'am. There are many visas that does not allow what you just said. But there are two visas that allow to have dual intent. One is the H4 visa, one is the L2 visa. If people of these visa statuses says that I want to extend my temporary visa, I want to be permanently a green card holder, not a problem. Now that may be a problem for F1 visas in some cases and other visas, not for L2s, not for H4s. So I don't see any reason why you should not file the adjustment of status. Okay? Thank you,
sir. That's helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, on to our next caller, Andy. And in the meantime, we have a question from Sashi B. Says, hi Rahul Garu, my son is 19 plus years old and he's on an H4 visa, planning to go to stamping in India for H4. Do you see any issue? We're planning to convert to F1 once we reach USA in July.
I don't see any problem though. The reason is that the reason is that for the H4 people can have a dual intent. Remember I was telling They can have a temporary intent and a permanent intent. So for people coming on F1 wanting to convert to H4, that is a problem. But for people coming on a B2 wanting to convert into H4, that is a problem. But for people who are coming from on H4 wanting to convert it to F1 is not a problem.
Okay.
The child will have no problem whatsoever at all in getting the H4 approval.
Makes sense. Thank you, Rahul Garu. All right, on to our caller, Andy. So area code 203. We're ready for you now.
Hey Rahul, how are you?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thanks for taking the call, Rahul and Nithya. So I had a couple questions. So currently we are planning for H4 interview. So which one you will suggest, like Mexico or India Dropbox? I heard that India Dropbox right now is eligible for 48 months. So my wife is eligible for that right now?
Obviously, between a consulate interview and a Dropbox, I prefer Dropbox.
So my question was like, how much is the waiting time for taking the appointment, and what was the time for approval, like approximate time for Dropbox?
Dropbox, I think so. When I last heard people, they are getting appointments in April last week and May first week for Dropbox appointment though. Now, when you go online, when you check some times though, it says not available, but you have to keep checking again and again. You will get it. You'll get it. Once you pay the fees, you have to keep checking and you'll get a date. That's a way to trick it. Obviously, I will prefer Dropbox over going to Mexico.
Oh, got it. So you're talking about the Hyderabad one or generally India one?
Generally India one. Generally India one.
And my last question, I know you told in many shows that you will not predict the day, but can you guess, for September 2016 EB2?
So let me tell you the mathematics, okay? In April of 2021, the EB2 priority date is what? May 1st of 2010. In February of 2012, the EB2 final action date at that point of time was May 1st, 2010. What does that tell is that in the preceding 9 years, it moved 0 days. Okay? It moved 0 days. Now, all these other things is not final action date. It's a filing dates that moved. Now, we definitely saw some of the green cards falling down from the family immigration to come into this one. And we are expecting some more to fall down to get some bonus for us for the year of 2022, which is 2022 starting on October 1st of 2021. But we are not, I'm not expecting, now this is my get, I'm not expecting priority date much movement though. Not much movement because there are too many applications filed in October of 2020. I hope I'm wrong. As always, I hope I'm wrong in this time too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you already. Yeah, bye.
I hope the new law will pass through, then we don't have to worry about all these things.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Andy. Okay, on to our next caller, but in the meantime, we have a question from a Kumar Bathala. He says, my priority date is 23rd of May 2011 with EB2. EB3 downgrade was filed in October of 20, and I-140 was approved with the same priority date, but USCIS made a typo error in the SOC code. My attorney submitted an inquiry to correct. Is this a problem?
Nah, not a problem. Okay. I don't see that as a problem at all. You don't have to worry about it.
Awesome, Monday. Thank you, sir. Okay, caller, area code 302. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, hi, good evening. So my question is regarding H4 visa biometrics. So as my H4 extension is going to end soon, I'm planning to visit India, get stamped there, and come back to US and apply for H4 EAD. So do I need to attend again biometrics in USA for after applying H4 EAD? Is that is mandatory?
So wait now. You're going to only apply EAD when you come back. Is that right?
Yes.
EAD alone does not have any biometrics, so you don't have to attend any biometrics.
Oh, cool. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling in.
For the H4, there is biometrics. When you file for H4 plus EAD, they're doing biometrics for H4, not for EAD. That's the reason. That's the reason why when you come back, you definitely don't need to do any biometrics.
Makes sense. Thank you, Rahul Garu. All right, on to our next caller, but we have another question. This is from Ravi 𝗧𝗟𝗪 𝗪𝗧𝗛. He says, my wife's employer filed the 485 EAD on advance parole when her I-140 was current. She's the primary derivative applicant. When I received my 485 receipt, it has my priority instead of blank. How do I fix this?
His priority is blank. You don't have to worry about these clerical things that are coming out with the USCIS, especially on the priority date. You don't have to worry about it. It's okay. It's not a problem. If your priority date is not current and you file, they should have rejected your application. They didn't reject your application. So you're fine. I don't see any problem whatsoever at all. You're fine. I don't see any reason for you to panic. Some of the lawyers are sending the corrections. I don't even bother sending the corrections. It's okay. When you go for when the officer opens up, he will take a look at it. You don't have to worry about that clerical thing.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul Garu. On that note, let's go to our caller, Andy. Area code 512. We're ready for you now.
Hello.
Hello.
Nitya, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Cheppandi.
Hello, Rahul Garu and Nitya Garu. Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my call. My husband is on H1 and we applied for H1 and H4 extension. We are having this till end of July, but he applied for H4 extension this week only. We are having plans of traveling to India this summer, so we don't have H4 EAD or adjustment of status. My questions are, what will happen if we get our H4 biometrics while we are in India? And the second one is, can we go for H4 stamping with my husband's approved I-797 extension?
First question is that if you're not available by biometrics, you can request for the postponement. That's if you don't attend for second one also, they will deny your H4 application. The second question that you said was that if you go to India, even though your H4 extension is still pending right now, even though your visa is expiring in July of 2021, you can apply for the H4 visa again before July of 2021. Based on your husband's H1B approval, you will be granted the H4 approval in the passport. And it is not a problem whatsoever at all that your H4 is pending. You're still eligible to apply for the, H4 visa based on your husband's H1.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. Yeah. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for calling in. Let's take our next caller. And in the meantime, we have a question. This is from Kumar Verma. He says, for EB1A extraordinary ability, what is the time frame to get a green card for an Indian national?
First is EB1A. There is a premium processing for I-140. So you can do probably in a month's time, you can get that adjudication done, assuming everything is good. Now, with regards to the 485 application, though, it may take anywhere between 11 months, or I would say about 10 months to about 3.5 years. That's a time frame for you to get it, depending on the officer, the load of the officer. Some of the officers are efficient, some of the officers are lazy. If your file goes to a lazy officer, then it will take a long time. If it goes to an active officer, it will be coming in 10 months to 11 months time for the adjustment of status. Assuming the final action dates are still current at the time when they adjudicate the application of the 485, 10 months to 36 months is a normal time.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul Garu. On that note, let's go to our next caller, Randy. 848 area code. We're ready for you now.
Hi, Nitya Garu. Hi, Rahul Garu.
Hello, sir. Cheppandi.
Yeah, Rahul Garu, can you briefly explain regarding the I-94? So when I say I-94, here's a hypothetical scenario. Let's say I've been with the same employer on H1 for pretty much like 10 years. I have never traveled to India, but I had to stretch on 994. I was there with one employer, and then I've applied extension. But now, I mean, like it's like this. My H1 got expired, and I got a grace period of. And since I already applied the extension, but you know they didn't approve it yet, and then my 480 days that grace period kicked in. At that time, I got a query, and then we replied within that 480 expiry the query also. But the decision didn't come.
Where is 480? Is it 240?
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. 240. I know hearing these numbers, I got confused with that.
So this is the H1B extension. This is the H1B extension we are speaking about, not the transfer.
Yes.
Okay. Well, why didn't you? Why didn't you guys do the premium?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do the premium processing?
Actually, at that time, there were some denials for the premium, so I couldn't go for the premium.
Who said that?
Not the current times, not the current times. It's been a week, a year or so. So my question basically is around the I-94. After my 240 days, is it possible for me to stay extended, meaning since I didn't get any decision from the USICS? In what cases can we stay, or what cases should we leave?
Right now, is it pending or is it approved? That's my simple question to you.
Oh, right now it is approved actually.
So previously, at one point of time, it was pending for more than 240 days.
Yes.
Okay, you cannot work after 240 days. You can stay in the country. There is no illegal presence of you. It is called period of authorized stay. You cannot work, but you can stay after 240 days. So if you have stayed in the country and you did not work, you are perfectly fine. You will not have any problem whatsoever at all in future.
Yeah, because my GC process will start off in next few months, so I want to be aware and you know.
Yeah, when you fill the labor form though, just make sure that you did do the interruption part of it. Let's say, for example, in May 2020 you stopped working. In July 2020 you started working. So ABC company working from 2010 to 2020 May, and then July 2020 to right now, I'm still working for ABC Corporation. Make sure you fill that thing out. That's all. You don't have to do any gimmicks. You're fine. You don't have any problem.
Okay. That sounds very good. And thank you very much, Andy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. Folks, at this point, we're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be right back with you guys. Thank you. Welcome back to our talk show, The Experts. Manto Narman expert Rahul Reddy Garu. And so without wasting any more time, I'm going to get on to the next caller, Anmata. And while we're waiting for that caller, here's a question from Jo Andy. She says, if an L2 visa holder with EAD claims unemployment benefits, will it create any problem in the future for green card application under public charge rule or any other rule?
No, it does not. H4 EADs and L2 EADs can claim unemployment benefit. It will not cause any problem whatsoever at all for them to get the green card or any other immigration process. They will not. But one thing is that the EAD has to be valid. For example, if the EAD is expiring in May of 2021, but you're claiming the unemployment benefits and you want to claim the benefits for July of 2021, you don't have an EAD, your EAD expired, so you're not eligible for it. But until May, until your EAD expires, if you don't have employment, you can claim the unemployment. Absolutely nothing wrong. Okay. It'll be fine.
Thank you, sir. Okay, let's go to a caller, Andy. Area code 732, we're ready for you now.
Namaskaram, Rahul Garu and Nitya Garu.
Namaskaram, sir.
Namaskaram.
Chappan, sir.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. Sir, Raghu sir, I have a few questions. So I filed a 485 on November last week. So I have received my receipt notice. So I think May, end of the May, I'm crossing for 180 days due to right now the EAD delayed and everything. I'm not sure I might get in the EAD before May. But exactly after 180 days over, the next day I was planning to join back to full-time with a different employer. So without EAD, if I go join with them with H1B, so if the EAD comes later sometimes like July or August, is that will be a problem?
No, that's not a problem. But you're planning to get the H1B from this end client before you join them, is that right?
Correct.
And you're going to have this new company file a 485J supplement too, is that right?
That's correct, yep.
Okay. And one other thing, your I-140 is already approved, or you just filed straight I-140 adjustment of status without filing a downgrade application? Which one is true?
No, my 140 was approved in 2011. So I had everything was approved with the previous employer.
So you did. So wait. You didn't file an I-140 in November, is that right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, you're good. After 180 days, you have to file a H1B. You have to file a 485J supplement. You are good to move to a different company.
Okay. So one more question, sir. So the client that I'm trying to join with them, they have a labor applied last year. It's still pending. If the labor comes next, probably in the July or August, if they file one for 485, is that I'm allowed to file?
Once you use the EAD, they cannot file the 485 application. If you keep maintaining the H1B and you don't get married to this application, they can file the adjustment of status. But please remember that the filing dates might have to be current and must be allowed by USCIS to file too. I don't understand why. There are some elements. I don't see a reason why you have to file a 485 again. Why can't you use the same 485? Why are you filing? It's a lot of paperwork unnecessary for you.
Yep, I agree, sir. Right now I filed with the EB2, but if in case EB3 move forward or October it comes current.
Yeah, I got your point. I mean, I've driven in LA. My son lives there, so when I go there, I drive in the LA traffic. I mean, the lane that I go doesn't move for some reason. I don't know why. And I expect, it seems the same thing with this EB2 and EB3. The lane that you guys are in doesn't move. So it's up to you. I mean, I personally will not do it. But if you do it, is it illegal? You maintain the H1B, H4, H4, EAD. Every time you go outside the country, you get the stamping, and you make people rich like me, the immigration lawyers, and then you want to file another adjustment of status, 485 for you, your family, and your kid, and all those things. All that thing, 3 times or 4 times the amount of work and a lot of filing fees and all those things. Good. Thank you. We like you. But, I personally don't like immigration lawyers that much.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thanks for that. Okay. So I filed as a 485 with the family. If I'm I'm filing divorce for my wife before 485 adjudicated or approved. So what will happen with my spouse 485?
Man, you announced it on the TV. Definitely, your spouse is. I will just answer generally, not to you though. If both people are filing an adjustment of status and the dependent person, divorce happened though, the dependent person is not eligible to get the green card. That's true. It's your duty to inform the USCIS the divorce occurred, and that person is not eligible to get the green card. But as far as the main applicant is concerned, though, everything will go through smoothly. Will not have any interruption whatsoever at all.
Sure. Thank you, sir. That's
thank you.
My question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. On to our next caller, Andy. In the meantime, we have a question from 𝗬𝗪𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗞 𝗦𝗪. She says, are there any restrictions on F1 students to invest in the US share market or to be a passive investor in a real estate LLC?
Absolutely, they can invest in both the things, in stock market and also passive investment though. Now, I just want to be careful on this passive though. I don't want these people to be involved in any of the management. Particularly, I see the Facebook ads and all those things, a crowd the cloud investment. Yeah, they seems to be completely passive. I mean, you're not involved in any of the management. They're giving the ideas just like the stock market. You buy it. Absolutely, I don't see any problem. And if the company issues a K1, yeah, fine. You pay the taxes and you take the money. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
You can do that.
Got it. Thank you, Rahul Garu. And on that note, let's go to a caller, Andy. Area code 469. We're ready for you.
Hi. Can you hear me, both of you?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
All right. Okay. Thank you for taking my call. Basically, I filed, concurrent application, EB3 row, basically, in December 15th. Was very lucky to get my I-140 approved because it was premium 7 days and EAD received in 28 days and fingerprint is done.
Did you file in at the same time premium processing?
Yeah, concurrent
Oh, wow.
premium. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I have advised everybody not to, but that's good. You got it. That's good. You got
Yeah.
it.
So yeah. Anyway, I got it. Anyway, so that's good. My first question is very quickly. My family and kids are not here. They are outside the country. Are they protected by the aging out?
Your final action. Oh wow. The final action dates are not current, is it, right? It's just the filing dates that are current.
No, it is current. No, my filing, the final action dates are current, basically, because EB3 row is current.
Let me ask, why did not you file the adjustment of status for your family?
Because they are not here. They are in UK.
Why can't you bring them right now?
Yeah, that's another second question is I can bring them, but I can bring them on ESTA, So
why not? Why not?
Like,
what visa status you are in?
Oh, I'm on E2 visa at the moment. And their visa was expired, so because of the COVID, we couldn't, travel it. So that's why it's expired. So that is my question to if I can bring them on ESTA and file for I-485.
No, you can't bring them on ESTA visa, though.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to bring them on ESTA visa. You can file something called following to join that will protect your kid's age.
That's already done it. Yeah, that's already done.
Yeah, then you're protected, though, because it's a processing time that they're taking. Then you're protected.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I filed it on the same time, the I-24, basically.
You filed along.
All right.
And did you file the I-140 in the consular processing, or no? You can't file it.
No.
Well, you do. Okay.
No,
but along with the when did you file the I-824 though?
Same on 15th of December. Yeah.
Oh, that's a smart thing. Your lawyer is good. Good job.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right. Okay. So they're not going to age out, and I have to wait, basically. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us.
Well, that's good. He got his I-140 also in premium processing. Though we advised Nithya that don't file the premium processing. The reason we advised is that sometimes what happens is that applications get rejected. But technically speaking there is nothing that prohibits a person to file an I-140 premium along with the 485 application. Nothing wrong. We do it very regularly. The only problem is sometimes we get the rejection, and we have to send it back, and that's where sometimes these priority date movements, we don't want to take a risk. We just want to file it, but nothing wrong in what this guy lawyer has done. Another thing is that since he seems to be a British born person, that's the reason why his priority dates are not that much trouble as much as Indians are.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, Rahul Garu. Let's go to our next caller. But in the meantime, I have another question, Andy, for you. This is from Kumar Verma. He says, L1A is maxing out this September. Is it possible to file a fresh H1B this year?
If his I-140 is not applied for and approved for, then he is not eligible for H1B because L1A has 7 years. After 7 years, if you want to file a H1B, you have to stay outside the country for at least 1 year, and then you have to apply for the lottery at that point of time. Since you have not left the country, you are in United States, you're not eligible for the H1B unless your I-140 is approved.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Andy. Let's go to our caller. Area code 301. We're ready for you now.
Hi, Rahul Garu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, hi. Actually, my wife downgraded to EB3 and she filed for 485 and advance payroll and EAD, and she got receipts, but her I-140 is still not approved. The downgrade is not approved. Is there any like a good reason we do go for a premium processing on that one, I-140, or can I leave it as it? Because she filed in October, till now there is no progress on that I-140.
Yeah, I-140 will take a long time for it approval. I do not want to be, I don't want to keep calling these calls to TVASIA or any other immigration lawyer. I want to get rid of them as soon as possible in my life, believe me. And that's one reason why you need to do premium processing, to get rid of the immigration lawyers as soon as possible from your life and make the things more easier. You're not going to spend much money by doing premium processing to a lawyer, though, because the lawyers don't charge. There's nothing there in the premium processing. Of course, you pay a big fees to the immigration. The second reason why you should get the premium processing is that you will be free. Your wife will be free to move on to a different company. Third reason is that sometimes there may be issues with the I-140. It's better that you clear the issues rather than live in a limbo life for a long period of time, being tension and keep on calling this immigration lawyer and Rahul, Reddy and Nithya and all those things. I don't want to do those things. I don't want to live in that limbo. There's another reason is that who knows, your company might have a problem. They may let you go. That may create a problem for your green card. They may have declared bankruptcy. There are a lot of possibilities that can happen. I personally would like to get the premium processing. Now, to answer the question, is it legally required that you have to do premium processing? It's not. It's just for your convenience that I recommend that you do premium processing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. And I have one last question. I was like a derivative applicant for my wife, and as I earlier put it in the message, so my priority date was added to my 485, though even I'm a derivative. So is it like, do I need to contact the lawyer and
you can ignore it. You can ignore it. You don't have to do. You can ignore it. Maybe because your A number has put the priority date there, you can ignore it. You don't have to worry about it. You are going with your wife's priority date, not your priority date. If you want, you can raise a service request just to correct it online. You can raise a service request to correct it. You go online, service request, USCIS. Hey, buddy, here is the receipt number. Please correct it. And keep it as a record. That's all. I mean, they may not correct and issue another receipt notice, but you'll be fine.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. All right, let's take our next caller. And in the meantime, we have a question from Music Bites. He says, hi, if I get my green card, EAD and 485 recipient date is more than 180 days. EB2 to EB3 downgrade, I-140 is approved. Do I also need to wait for more than 180 days to change my job?
He needs to wait for 180 days from the time the adjustment of status has been filed. Since it's filed in October, I'm assuming that April will be the 180 days. He doesn't have to wait. Technically, he doesn't have to wait until the I-140 is approved.
Okay.
One thing I want to tell all the audiences is that a lot of people I have challenged that, premium processing is never getting rejected. I can't get it. Look at all the people telling they're filing the premium processing. It's getting approved. We told you so many times to apply for premium processing. It is not a problem. Please keep on applying. Even if they reject it, you don't lose the money. You keep refiling it. You are in a good shape of filing the premium processing. Those people who didn't file, I strongly suggest you file the premium processing.
Yes. And This advice is coming from a lawyer who does not want to get rich. So please listen.
I want to get rich though. I just want to be honest.
But for some reason, you keep telling people not to keep going to immigration lawyers.
Yeah, but as a client, I don't like immigration lawyers to be rich. But as an immigration lawyer, I would like to be rich. Don't mistake me on that. I'm not a sadhu guy.
All right. On that note, let's go to our next caller, Andy. So area code 832. We're ready for you now. Okay, and in the meantime, we'll take another question. This is from Suresh Shan. Says, hi Rahul Garu, my wife's H1 to H4 adjustment of status and EAD is still pending since last May. Is there any impact of my wife's status if I change jobs after 180 days using my I-485 EAD? Please consider this question. Okay.
If you change the job, I don't see any problem. Assuming that there are two ways you change the job. One for sure. Both the ways should include 485J supplement. In one of the way, you just use the EAD and move on. In one of the way, you just move on using the 485J and H1B. Okay. Either way, I don't see any problem, and you don't have to keep maintaining the H4 once you cross 180 days. One other condition that needs to be met is that if you have filed a downgrade application, the underlying I-140 must be approved. If you meet that, you can ignore it. It doesn't matter. Even if by any chance H4 gets denied, it won't impact whatsoever. It should not be denied, but if by any chances get denied, it doesn't matter. By the time she filed the adjustment of status, she is in legal status, so it will not affect her green card application at all. Neither yours.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul Garu. Let's go to our next caller, Andy. Area code 832. We're ready for you now.
Yes, sir. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Sir, so it's my spouse. She got a H4 and H4 EAD approved after giving the biometrics on February 16th. And then it's my daughter's case. She, her H4 was also approved on the same day as my spouse, but she got biometrics for March 29th. So would like to know, sir, is it okay to go to biometrics or just drop and not go for biometrics because H4 was
Did she not get the biometrics before?
No, sir. We just got a biometrics on Friday and Thursday.
I recommend that you take your daughter to the biometrics. Don't take any chances.
Oh, okay, sir.
Don't take any chances.
We also got our, yes, sir. Underlying thing is that we have our 485 applied for both our spouse and daughter also, and we got biometrics on April 2nd for all of us.
That's good. Take your daughter both the times. And the whole family go in April 12th. And in March, take your daughter. Don't neglect these things. Don't take into chances. You're not going to lose anything by going.
Yes, sir, we'll do. Have a great day. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling.
I hope they do with everybody. First issue the H4 and then do the biometrics later on, H4 and EADs.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't, but hopefully this will be the trend going forward. I hope so.
Yeah. Let's go to our next caller, Andy. And in the meantime, we have a question from 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗞 𝗦𝗪. Says, traveling to India and planning to work from there for some time. How long can I do that? And also wants to find out if it's legal or not.
Well, if you are in India, I'm assuming 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗞 is an Indian citizen. Right. Indian citizen working in India is absolutely legal. I'm a licensed lawyer in India, Nitya Garu. I have also a license in the state of Telangana. But this knowledge is, everybody knows that I don't have to have a law license to sell that. Indian person working in India is perfectly legal and they don't need immigration lawyers like us. So a lot of people get confused is that when sitting in India, logging into USA, can they work? That's the question that they are coming. The answer is simple. I apply the rule of butt, where your butt sits in. Since your butt is sitting in India, you are under Indian law.
Okay.
Because your buddy is sitting in India, you are in India, you're working in India for the purpose of the law of India and for the purpose of the law of USA also. Only the US law and the Indian law only recognize the law of the butt. There is nothing else. You can log into Mars, you can log into USA, you can log into Canada. We do not recognize where you log into. We only recognize where your butt is sitting in. It's perfectly legal for people to work in India, logging into USA. You don't need any immigration lawyer. You don't need any H-1B. You don't need any green card. You don't need to file I-9 form. You can sit down and make money in India, logging into USA. You don't need any work permit.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And let's go to our next caller on that note. Area code 480. We're ready for you now.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
So my question is, my biometrics was done in first week of March by like for that October downgrade.
Nice.
So since then about 10 to 15, 12 days, but no update on USCIS case status online. I mean, generally I've heard fingerprints taken is the next status that they may update. I mean, some even get EADs, that's what I've heard, but like, I mean, what I've heard from my other friends, but none for me. Is it a concern or it's okay?
I'm not concerned about it, but sometimes, people lose the night. They can't sleep in the night thinking that, oh, what happens if that guy did not note my fingerprints, my 485 might be denied. If you have that kind of nightmares, which is not strange, I understand that. You can do one thing. There's something called a service request. You can do it online. Hey, go online and saying that, hey, there is a clerical error. I gave the biometrics, it doesn't reflect it. And keep the service request just as a record, just in case if any problem happens. It's easy. It's online. It takes only 15 minutes for you to do it. Before you do that, though, I didn't try this. You may want to even chat with the MR to see if everything is okay there. If the MR doesn't respond you properly, and you know who MR is, right?
Yeah, Emma, I tried actually last weekend, Rahul, on Friday.
If the MR didn't respond, raise a service request.
Yeah, Emma's response was very mixed. Actually, I got transferred to a live agent, and the live agent was saying it is at 11-month SLA. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't like sound appropriate.
Okay,
but
just raise a service request. You'll be on the record saying what you said to me right now with the USCIS.
Sure thing. And one follow-up question, thank you for that, is for EAD, right? I mean, obviously I've heard your advice. You mentioned go for EAD if you don't have any major concerns, and I'm probably in those buckets. So, but my my lawyer is having a different opinion. I just seek his opinion, anticipating that question.
They don't have the fake, your lawyer doesn't have the fake building like this. He has a real building like this. Okay.
True. I've heard that too. But the thing is, how do I plan to go against that, right? I mean, what I'm saying is, what will it require for me to not go to visa? Does it require an I-9 form that I need to submit, or just, go outside, use advanced parole, and I'll move to EAD? How could I do that? And I mean, any concern if I'm not in line with the lawyer? I mean, my employer's lawyer?
I'm having some disturbance in the phone, though. So so your lawyer is telling that to have an EAD, is that right?
No, he is saying like unless AOS is pending, keep being on visa. I mean, don't use EAD.
Well, if you want to, he has a nice. I don't agree with that statement at all. I would like to get to EAD. I don't want to keep feeding the immigration lawyers. Personally, I don't like immigration lawyers. If you try to maintain the H-1B, you're going to have H-1B, you're going to have H-4. Every time you go out of the country, you get the stamping and the filing fees, all those things, and you're still going to have the EAD and advance parole. I personally am not of that opinion at all.
Neither do I. So I'm seeking your opinion. Like they said that probably it's a good thing to do, and that's what we recommend.
Yeah,
so do I need to do anything special?
It's a good thing for the lawyers to have it. Remember, the building at the back is a virtual background. The TVASIA tells me to put it, so I put it. I don't have that much big home though. So if you want to make that big home for people like me, yeah, go maintain the H1B.
No, I don't want to. I'm saying, how do I need to do anything special, or just go to outside country, use advanced parole, and I'll move to EAD, or do I have to fill any I-9 form or something? How?
If the company wants to maintain the H1B, it's their cost. It's up to you. You don't have to inform them. You don't have to inform them. You don't have to purposefully do it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your tips. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in. Rahul, we have a question, and I'd like to keep this as an anonymous one. It says, my friend had a theft misdemeanor for $55 in 2018, which was expunged by the end of 2018. Not his fault, and he was not convicted. He downgraded to EB3 and provided the details in the 485. Will he have any issues in getting a green card?
He would not have any issues in getting the green card. However, though, the expungement means taking off the records will have no impact whatsoever on the immigration. People should inform this to the immigration lawyers, and there is a box, it says that, have you ever been convicted of any crime? Have you ever been arrested of anything? They need to answer it appropriately. They cannot skip it. The only denials we see are those for this kind of thing, though, are the things that what the USCIS will say that this guy misrepresented in not clicking the proper boxes. That's all. This guy needs to inform the immigration lawyer. And even if he has already filed the adjustment of status, if by any chance he didn't inform the immigration, he can still do so right now by filing an interfiling.
Okay. Got it. Thank you so much, Rahul Garu. Folks, we have so many more people waiting and so many more questions, but we're all out of time for today. But Rahul Garu, thank you so much, as always, for being so patient and answering each of the questions very, 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 very detailed and patiently. And one of the things I did want to say was we do hope you get rich. We do. And you continue to do many, many more shows with TVASIA Telugu and 𝗪𝗧𝗪. So to all our viewers, thank you so much, Andy, for tuning in every week and joining us here. And please continue to do so. We'll be here same time next week. Catch us live. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.